Hello, this is Matt on the Moon Lambeau channel. Former SEC Chairman Jay Clayton today was asked on national television to comment on the SEC versus Ripple case, including allegations against him that he acted with a certain level of impropriety, let's say. That there were certain financial advantages that came his way as a result of the way that cryptocurrencies, including Bitcoin, Ethereum, and XRP, have been treated, in particular, under his watch. And I'll warn you up front, you will be disappointed with his response. But come on, par for the course, right? Would you really expect anything different? I've also got, though, it's what I would call a must-see clip, and I transcribed the relevant portions of it, but I seriously mean it's a must-see clip. And I'll tell you here at the outset why. Clayton admits in this clip that the SEC did determine specifically the legal status of Bitcoin and Ethereum. And if indeed that's the case, and it clearly is, as I will prove to you, it's not difficult. It's just, look, it's a freaking video clip. And given that this is the case, if XRP is sufficiently similar, and it is in a number of ways. Obviously, it's technologically superior, but that's not what I mean by that. If XRP is sufficiently similar from a regulatory perspective, and it certainly is, then Ripple's fair notice defense can stand. And can you imagine the day we finally have regulatory clarity for XRP? It will be a glorious day. It's coming, but what a long journey this has been. So anyway, I want to cover all that stuff, but before going any further, I do want to be clear, I do not have a legal or financial background of any kind. I am not offering legal or financial advice, and you definitely should not buy or sell anything because of anything that I say or write. I'm just an enthusiast who enjoys making YouTube videos about crypto-related topics, but just as a hobby and just for fun. So here's the headline from you today. Former SEC boss Jay Clayton comments on Ripple lawsuit. This really grinds my gears, folks. In a recent interview on CNBC, former Securities and Exchange Commission Chairman Jay Clayton, asshat, made a rare comment, albeit a short one, about the high-profile Ripple lawsuit that he brought against the company during his last days on the job last December. Squawk Box host Becky Quick asked the former government official about potential conflicts of interest surrounding the enforcement action that some XRP proponents believe may have given an unfair advantage to rival Ethereum. I mean, Paul, there's no question about it. Of course this gave an advantage to Ethereum. Whether you can argue whether or not it was right or wrong for the SEC to do what it did, but clearly it gave, this is objectively true. Of course it gave advantage to Ethereum. Duh. And so, I mean, if you wanted to, you could make the case that what they did was legally accurate, but almost nobody makes that case. You know, the people that make that case all work at the SEC currently, and they're lawyers, or they're Joseph Lubin, Ethereum co-founder. Other than that, I haven't found another human on the frickin' planet. I mean, with rare exception. You know what I mean, though. Come on, it's basically Joe Lubin and current SEC employees. That's pretty much it. Piece continues. While refusing to make any insightful comments about the case, Clayton says that the defendants are entitled to their opinions. And here's a quote from Jay Clayton. "Look, it's America. People have the right to defend themselves. They have the right to their opinion." And so I've got comments from attorney Jeremy Hogan and John Deaton. Jeremy Hogan, of course, runs the very popular YouTube channel Legal Briefs, and attorney John Deaton is now part of the SEC versus Ripple case, representing over 62,000 XRP holders. And so, and he did say this too. Think about this. This is a quote from the Squawk Box Twitter account of Jay Clayton. "I am a huge believer in this technology," says Jay Clayton on crypto. "The efficiency benefits in the financial system and otherwise from tokenization are immense. Yet, look at how you actually behaved. Look at how you're not providing regulatory clarity because you have no interest in doing so clearly. You're picking winners and losers." Well, you did when you were at the SEC. That's absolutely what you were doing. And so take a look at this. Jeremy Hogan tweeted this out a little bit earlier today, sharing that video clip that was just on your screen there, where Jay Clayton's talking, saying how he's not going to comment. Here's what Jeremy Hogan said about that. Clayton on his decision to file the Ripple lawsuit on his last day as chair. "I'm not going to comment. not I can't comment or I'm not allowed to comment. He just doesn't want to talk about it for his own personal reasons. Exactly. And so he was put in the hot seat. He wasn't pressed hard, but he was asked a difficult question. What do you say to all these people? And I'm paraphrasing here, but obviously seemingly acts of impropriety and financial benefit. What do you say to all the people that are pointing all this out? He's like, I'm not going to comment. He just doesn't want to talk about it. He just doesn't want. Never mind that he wrecked the lives of arguably hundreds of thousands of people, if not more than that, who hold XRP. Never mind that. Doesn't matter. I'm just not going to talk about it. Doesn't really matter, right? That in his little mind is somehow justice. Let's talk a little bit about the fair notice defense. I got something from Jeremy Hogan. He was asked the following by a member of the community named Robert Morris. And he wrote, "Hey, John Deaton and Jeremy Hogan, I can see of the fair notice. Fair notice helps Ripple give Ripple a pass, but am I wrong in thinking it doesn't give XRP a pass? And it could still be labeled a security even with a fair notice because that only helps out Ripple's sales of XRP, not XRP itself." And Jeremy Hogan responded with the following. Technically, that is correct. Even with a fair notice defense win, current sales of XRP are not protected. The big question is whether the win would make Coinbase, for example, confident enough to relist. And I think that will depend on how the judge drafts the rule. And so to be clear, it doesn't mean that current transactions are or are not in the clear technically, if fair notice stands. Because think about it, the SEC, they're not going to explicitly come out and state, at least I don't think, that XRP is or is not a security. But if there is going to be a settlement, this is why it's so interesting, Ripple's made clear there will be no settlement unless there is a clear path forward for XRP. So outside of the settlement, that's kind of where the question is. But I also know that the SEC, once this is fully adjudicated, once this is all settled, you can't come after them again. That's just how it works in the United States. So once this happens, how will other exchanges that have halted the trading of XRP or delisted, how will they respond? My honest, open guess, my speculation is that if there's settlement or full adjudication, I'm anticipating XRP being broadly relisted. I think that would be enough. I think it would be pretty gosh darn clear. Because the SEC can't even come after him again. So that would be my speculation anyway. And then there was this clip shared by my fellow XRP YouTuber DAI. And he wrote the following here. Jay Clayton, chairman of the SEC, November 28th, 2018. They did declare Bitcoin and Ethereum non-securities. And so I transcribed a couple relevant portions of this clip that's on the screen. I just don't play video clips on my channel with a rare exception. But I do want to share this information with you. It's shocking. It's shocking because it's all there. All of the evidence necessary to make this go away and be in favor of XRP holders and Ripple too, probably. It's all there. And we've been talking about it nonstop for almost an entire year. It's all right there. I want to make sure you know about this, though. This is a must-see clip. In this case, I'm transcribing it. I've transcribed it, but still. So again, this was November 28th, 2018, when Asshat Clayton was still the SEC chair. And he said the following. This is a direct quote. An asset like Bitcoin, where it's decentralized, no one is creating it for their own control of Bitcoin, but it's designed to be a payments system replacement for sovereign currencies. We've determined that doesn't have the attributes of a security. Pause right there. Who's we? He said, again, this is a quote, we've determined that doesn't, referencing Bitcoin, we've determined that doesn't have the attributes of a security. This is the top guy at the SEC saying, we've determined. Who's he talking about there? Are you kidding me? Which is why I always make this joke, but I'm actually serious, though. It's like the SEC itself is not a sentient creature, okay? It's not that the SEC says yes or no. That's not quite the right way of looking at this. Because who is the SEC? The SEC is people. Just like a business. What's a business? Is it the brick and mortar? I'd argue it's the people. Who's the guy at the top? This asshat right here, Jay Clayton. He's right at the top. And he's saying, we've determined. And so he's saying that publicly. And then understanding that, just from a regulatory perspective, how Bitcoin's being treated there, how Jay Clayton has articulated the SEC's official position, because that's what that is right there. That's absolutely what it is. And then you look at structurally, and not the technical attributes comparing Bitcoin to XRP. We already know XRP is blazing fast, it uses almost no energy, all that jazz. I'm not talking about that. From a regulatory perspective, compare Bitcoin to XRP. If you're at Ripple, why would you ever think that what you were doing was sufficiently different? And so that's why John Deaton, attorney John Deaton, shared that clip, and he wrote the following. The judge specifically ruled Bitcoin, Ether, and XRP internal documents relevant for 2 reasons. Number 1, the court's Howey analysis of XRP, and 2, Ripple's fair notice defense. If the court or a jury concludes XRP is substantially similar to Bitcoin or Ethereum, fair notice could win. And if it does, if fair notice defense stands, that's when I think settlement's coming in. Because otherwise, if you're the SEC, you're taking a huge gamble, because if this case is fully adjudicated and Ripple wins on fair notice, you just lost a ton of power if you're the SEC. So it really makes me wonder how that would go down. I'm thinking that if that happens, if the defense stands, I'm thinking settlement seems probable. But anyway, so here's, again, the reason I'm highlighting this, though. XRP is substantially, if the court or a jury concludes XRP is substantially similar to Bitcoin or Ethereum, then fair notice could win. It actually could. And so again, there is Jay Clayton saying that we've decided, but if you ask him today, he'll say, oh, no, there's no official position. If you asked him today, he said it right there. And how are market participants supposed to respond? Really burns my biscuits, folks. Really burns my biscuits. Last, before wrapping up, I wanted to mention this. There was a podcast. Patrick Bet David. I mentioned it. I promoted it a little bit in at least 3 of my recent videos. And I got to tell you, so I've only had time to watch the first hour and 15 minutes of this. It goes on for, I think, like an hour and 55 minutes. It is fantastic. I just wanted to mention it one more time. I didn't get to catch it live, but I was able to catch a bunch of it later this afternoon, about the first hour and 15 minutes or so. I'm going to watch the rest later. Probably won't have a chance until tomorrow. You got to watch this thing, though. It's absolutely fantastic. Many tens of thousands of people caught this live stream and have watched it to this point. And so anyway, John Deaton wrote the following. I just thought I'd highlight this. Wrote, thank you, Patrick Bet David, for having me on the show. Whether you want to be or not, you are an honorary general of the XRP Army for taking the time to discuss this important and significant case. I thought that was cool. And indeed, like you could see, like they were at times just blown away by the facts and evidence of this case. And again, like I keep saying, like so much of this is public information. Then you find out the way the SEC is behaving, how shady this all is, how everything looks on the surface at a minimum. And it's just like it gets you angry, you know? And then like that was happening on the show. So anyway, if you just type in PBD, the letters PBD, and then podcast, it'll pop, his channel pop right on up. And you can see it's the most recent video on his channel right now. So anyway, just wanted to promote it one last time, but I'll go ahead and wrap up here. I'm not a financial advisor. You should not buy or sell anything because of anything I say or write. That would be a very, very, very bad idea. Until next time, to the moon, Lambo.